Hi, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman of the Jewish Executive Learning Network. In today's short and sweet clip, I'd like to share with you an idea on this week's Parsha, this week's Torah portion from my new work, Short and Sweet on the Parsha. This week's Torah portion is called Parshas Shemini. We're in the book of Leviticus, so chapter 9, verse 7. So let me just frame this for you. What I'd like to speak out right now is a quick idea on the concept of leadership. I receive a lot of questions from the public on leadership, getting involved, being a leader, becoming a leader, what to do. I don't know if I am one. I guess. I try to be, just try to do good and benefit and service other people. But a lot of people want to become a leader, want to serve, want to do for others. And sometimes they have a voice inside of themselves telling them, I don't know if I'm fit, I don't know if I'm cut out, I don't know if I'm the right man or woman for the job because I'm imperfect. I'm imperfect because I don't know this and I don't know that. But a lot of times, and this is what I want to speak at, and that's what our Parsha speaks about, is I messed up in the past, I've done this, I'm not perfect, my family's not perfect, my background's not perfect, my education's not perfect, I've goofed up royally in the past, I don't think I'm fit to lead. Maybe I can't be a leader, maybe I can't serve, maybe I can't do for others, okay? So what is the Torah perspective on this, and what does our Parsha have to say? So, chapter 9, verse 7, Moshe says to Aaron, his brother, come near to the altar, to the Mizbeach, and perform the service. Kravel Mizbeach, come near to the altar in the Mishkan, the portable temple, and do your avodah, now your service. Now Rashi says that Aaron was embarrassed to approach and do his temple service. Aaron was embarrassed to approach. So Moshe tells his brother, don't be embarrassed, because it was for this that you were selected. It was for this that you were selected. Aaron was embarrassed to come and do what Moshe asked him to do on behalf of the community. And Moshe says, don't worry, it was for this you were selected. What does it mean, it was for this you were selected? What does Moshe intend to convey with this phrase? So the Baal Shem Tov, the founder of the Hasidic movement, writes that Moshe's response is intended to teach us a lesson about humility and leadership. The fact that Aaron felt embarrassed and unworthy of being the leader is proof positive that, in fact, he was the right man for the job. We may even go so far as to say that an individual who's 110% confident that he or she is the single best person on planet Earth to do the job, whatever the job is, that's a sign that you're probably not the right person. And I want to give this over to you. It's very important. Throughout the generations, the Torah Hashkafa, the Torah point of view, has always been that humility and feelings of inadequacy are desirable traits in a potential leader. And in fact, the Gemara, the Talmud, in Tractate Yuma, Chav Beis Amud Beis 22b says that we do not appoint a leader over the community unless that new leader has a box of creeping creatures hanging behind the person, so that if the person will become arrogant, the Talmud says, we could say to him, turn around and see what's behind you. Now, what does that mean? Do we really want a leader for the Jewish community or any group that literally has a box hanging behind them? Over here in the home office, you have a box behind you, and in that box literally has what? Creeping creatures and insects? Obviously not. It's pretty disgusting. Never saw a leader who literally had that. What does that mean? So the Talmud explains that we covet a leader who has flaws in their family background or something they did wrong in the past, something significant. So if the person will become too arrogant, what do? We say, hey, hey, remember, you don't come from a perfect background, a perfect origin. You really goofed up in the past. You messed up royally in the past. Don't let it all go to your head. So what is the Talmud saying? The Talmud is saying that you don't appoint a leader to be in charge of the community unless that person does have the box of creeping creatures behind that person. In other words, it's not something that we're going to tolerate and swallow. The Gemara is saying that seems to be something that's actually desirable. Now, obviously, if you messed up in the past, like every human being has, you got to fix it, you got to clean it up, you got to change. But the fact that you've goofed up in the past doesn't mean you're not qualified for the job. It means that you are actually more qualified and more desirable for that position. One more idea, share with you quickly, because it's a short and sweet. Don't want to go over time too badly. The idea is like this. The Tosafos Harash says that Beis David, what's Beis David? The house of David. House of David means King David. and his male descendants, which ultimately will culminate, and there's no word like that, culminate in the Mashiach, the Messiah. Beis David, the house of David, came about as it did in order to teach this very lesson. What's Beis David? Beis David is ultimately King David. And where did King David come from? King David came from a relationship many generations earlier of Yehuda, the son of Jacob, with Tamar. Yehuda tried to consort with and have a relationship with a person he thought was a prostitute, a harlot, and that pregnancy ended up leading to King David, who ends up leading to the Mashiach, the Messiah. So says the Tosfos Harash, don't listen to me, what's my opinion, but it's the Tosfos Harash. Tosfos Harash says that Beis David came about as it did in order to impress upon David HaMelech, King David, the king of Israel, and ultimately the father of the Mashiach, the need to remain humble in his role of leadership and recall his humble, modest, and in fact sinful origin. So only message I'm trying to give over right now in this clip is that if you want to get involved, you want to help people, we need you in the community, and it's no secret. Every person's messed up. Raise your hand out there in video land if you've messed up. I see you there, even you back in the corner. I see you over there not raising your hand. I know you have as well. I've messed up, you've messed up, we all have. Our job is to clean it up, to change, to become the best people we could be, and get out there and serve. And if anyone will tell you that you're unfit to do something in your community, in your city, in your town, in your shul, because you're not perfect, well, guess what? Give them a short and sweet on the Parsha, page 266. Read them a little bit from the Baal Shem Tov, the Gemara and Yuma, Tosfos Harash. I bring other Mar Mekaymis, other sources as well. Anyway, this is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman of the Jewish Executive Learning Network. Hope you enjoyed today's clip. It's from Short and Sweet on the Parsha. If you'd like to get a copy, you can reach out to me directly, director@jeln.org. And it's already been about 7 minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. Have a great, great day. We'll see you the next time. Thanks for tuning in, and bye.